welcome to 108 Gates, where we're looking at the Divine Masculine reading first. Hope you are all well. How have you been? What have you been up to? How is your vibe? So, going into the Divine Masculine reading, feeling a pause. And it's like a kind of pause before you're crossing the road. Pause, look left, look right, look left. Depending on where you are in the world. It could be look right, look left, look right. That kind of pause to make sure you're checking out your periphery, you're checking out your environment, you're checking out what is of importance, what is of priority. So compassion, tread a little more tenderly. So in that respect, it's also checking out where the interactions are. For example, I'm being this way with that person, they're responding this way, this is working. I'm responding this way to that person, they're responding that way, this is not working. Kind of that kind of assessment. Not so blunt and not so obvious and not even so conscious. It feels like it's on the subconscious level that this is what's happening. Where are you going to be investing in the future in different people? Where are you not going to be investing in the future in certain people? It's a different kind of investment with some people. It's a shift and change that's happening. Interesting. Awareness upside down. So there's some people that okay, let's really go neutral because I feel like I've been tugged. There's certain influences that are pulling self in different directions. So this one may be saying go this way, this one's saying go this way, and in between you're kind of lost. For some people it's happening now. For some people this is in hindsight. You could see what was happening. In hindsight, you felt like you were going towards something that was organic for you, that was natural for you, but you can see now where you were actually being manipulated, possibly influenced more easily, or kind of directed to do certain things. Whoever this is resonating for, your sense of direction now, your sense of self-identity now is to a different level, is to a different degree of self-reflection, is to a different degree of self-honesty. So therefore you can see better where your awareness was not so sharp before with certain people, and that's not a criticism. It's more to do with you may have been a bit too trusting, or you may have been easily led because you wanted that person to be a leader on some level. Some influences here, this is why I had to stop, because there's some influences here for some people that you're not seeing the truth of, you're not seeing where they're actually leading you. So when you are feeling senses or energies of, I don't actually want to do that, I don't want to do it that way, I don't want to do it this way, I want to do it that way, I want to go in that direction. But then there's this nitpicky energy of like, well, let's do it this way. So, but I don't want to. How about this way? But I know how I want to go. I want to go forward this way. Even if you don't know 100% what that looks like, you can sense of how you want to go forward, how you want to proceed. Very strange energy. So when I first came into this reading and had a look at the chart, the first thing I saw was the moon in Aquarius. So the moon is 10 degrees in Aquarius as of now, and Mercury 7 degrees of Capricorn. So the feeling is very much so of having a collective, but the collective kind of not agreeing with each other, not on the same page, not on the same track, not walking in the same direction. It is retrograde. I don't know. It's a very strange energy. It's kind of also having layers of not wanting to upset someone, not wanting to it's there exactly how I'm saying it now. It's like you know there's something that has to be said, you know there's something that has to be done, but reluctance to say it, reluctance to do it because you know it's not going to fall well. You can already anticipate that someone's going to get hurt emotionally or upset by it. But this is now the task. You're going to have to speak up for yourself, regardless of if someone's going to get upset or not. The thing is, how much of this are you assuming? How much do you actually know that if you speak truthfully to that person that they won't agree, or they might be even happier to think, you know what, at least you're putting your effort in, you're putting the 2 pennies in to make a decision that's going to work for everyone, as opposed to just being passive and agreeing to something and then having resentment later, or then having an uneasy feeling after. If anyone's resonating with this, let me know. Loads of cards falling out. I'm not going to use them because there were too many, but like I said, the energy was just scattered. So I'm going to leave that there for a second. Let's get the masculine cards. This is quite a heavy heart. It's quite a heavy vibe. And it's feeling like there's loads of responsibility there, but I think on some level there's certain things being influenced that don't need to be. There's certain things that have been inflated that don't need to be. It's literally just come in, say your piece, be with gentle mind, gentle heart, be with full honesty and full disclosure. If you're coming from a good place, you're coming from an honest space, the person who you're saying it to is going to feel it. If they are the kind of person to receive that, if they're the kind of person that wants to manipulate and get their own way, essentially, they're not going to be so kind to it. But then that's going to give you a new insight, a new indication of who that person actually is and what they're really about. So you're going to win-win either way. Then, again, decisive investment, decisive action, decisively knowing, where am I going to do this, where am I going to do that? Having those conversations, having those collaborations, having those times to discuss, well, this is the plan I have, this is the plan that we have, how does that fit together? Or how does it not fit together? Where do we need to compromise? Where do I need to compromise? Is the compromise too large? Is the compromise small? Is it easy to compromise with that? Is it actually favourable for you to compromise in some areas because it provides you with something that you hadn't thought of before? We don't know. Until we have an open heart, open mind, open conversation, we're not going to know. So, and I've got to say, from experience, it isn't easy to have those conversations. I get it. But the thing is, when you're with the correct person, or you're having that dialogue, that conversation with the correct group of people, and there's maybe some that get it, maybe some that don't, maybe some that just completely disagree. When it clicks, because you've been honest, because you've been transparent about how you feel and think, it's quite something, because not only does that person feel the sense of faith that you've had in them, but it builds a different kind of bond, because it's like you can't, if you think about not being able to have a conversation because you're feeling worried how they're going to react, that's coming from a space of fear. That's not what you want to be investing in. That's not what you want to be transmitting. So if you are holding back from conversations, you're coming from a place of fear. The other side of that is you go in with courage. You go in with, like, if this person cares about me, if this person wants this this project to work, we have to work together. We have to work in tandem to make sure it's going forward properly. Then it's going to be beneficial. Then that's when you see who's actually willing to work with you and who's not. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. It doesn't look like it. It's a matter of getting that clarity and going forward. And it's a page of swords. While the awareness is upside down, you're not quite clear what the outcome's going to be because you haven't stepped forward in certain arenas. 6 of coins, bringing in that give and take, bringing in the sense of, I'm coming here with an honest response, with an honest conversation. What do you get in return? Do you get a guilt trip? Do you get someone trying to say, no, I don't agree with that, let's just do it the other way? It's like, well, hang on a second, I've just told you, expressed to you that I don't want to do it that way. So the tower's coming in. Be prepared that basically when you speak your truth, some people will be okay with it, some won't. What are you going to do about that is the point. Are you going to compromise yourself to the point of breaking a part of you off? Are you going to compromise to the point of just abandoning what you truly feel in your heart? Very, very, this is pushing. So those of you who are resonating and you need to have certain conversations, or you need to stand up for yourself in certain ways, it's going to get more and more intense. It's going to start pushing until you're going to feel like you're up a wall or in a corner, therefore giving you no choice but to deal with it. So like I said before, finding that space, finding that way of ushering yourself into new comfort zones, ushering yourself into new neutral spaces and ways of having those conversations. Queen of Cups. That feels like it's been poured back into self, poured back onto self. The Tower comes because you're showing self-love. The Tower comes for some people because you're showing self-respect. It's never going to be just you can have the omelette without breaking the egg. You've got to break the egg to get the omelette. This is what's it's feeling like. You've got to speak your truth to have the true relationship, to have the true momentum that you want, to be going in the correct direction. Seems so fiddly today. It is a lot of juggling of energies, juggling of ideas, juggling of thoughts, juggling of time, juggling of this, juggling of that. What is not progressing is the main point. Is it yourself? Anywhere that you can take responsibility of things moving forward, it's asking for you to do that. Then you can look around and feel content knowing you're doing the best you can with what you've got. More coins coming in. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of coins. Coins. A lot of investing, a lot of assessing the value of things, a lot of undervaluing yourself or overvaluing yourself, or getting the correct value of self, getting the correct value of yourself in perspective of other people's vision of you, other people's opinion of you. Being honest. When you're being honest, you're going to be on your way to increasing your coin, increasing your value, increasing how others value you. And there we have it. The summary. Right, so I'm going to go on to do the Divine Feminine reading now. That is a very higgledy-piggledy way of getting to that point. Say it with love, say it honestly, say it truthfully. Yes, it may create a bit of kerfuffle, but it's because you haven't let the kerfuffle happen before, or you're avoiding the kerfuffle, that you're stuck when you've dealt with it, and the tower has to fall where it has to fall. Or it has to be underpinned, or just the foundation needs changing. Whatever it is, I don't know. Maybe you just need a new door. Who knows? You may need to just oil the hinges of the door. I don't know. There's a tower, but it's not showing as massive tower moment. It's not showing a small tower moment. It's showing that the avoidance of possible tower moments is keeping you stuck, or has kept you stuck. Letting that go, letting that move forward. Chariot to the 9 of coins. Fabuloso. So, for now, peace and love.